for the Final Four. Had to
for the Natty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for the Natty. That was the
Natty,
Final
yeah,
Four. Had to
for
get
the
the
Natty.
guys in here. Talk hoops, talk performance.
It's a good game though.
I definitely did not have Houston winning.
I had them losing
Man,
this
I
shit.
had Duke winning.
I had Florida Duke. Yeah.
I had Michigan State and Houston. I think I did. Did Michigan State lose Houston? Or did they lose to Auburn? It was
Auburn.
Yeah.
Auburn.
I had Michigan State and Houston.
I want to get back to a Final Four. Got to go a few years ago. So I was thinking, with training, there's a lot of in basketball, a lot of challenges. So like, what's some challenges you guys think people face to make it to a game like this?
Man, figuring out what to do to stand out. Like, I feel like when you go play in college, you realize a lot of people like on the same level. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta figure out your thing to like stand out from the bunch. Cause it's easy to get caught up in the crowd. So everybody, when you get there, everybody cold. But like most people that's on this level, they're either really cold at something or like very athletically gifted, or like a combination of both. You know?
Yeah.
Like walk
A lot of
away.
size.
Yeah. It take a lot of work though for sure.
Yeah, I definitely feel like a lot. You have to make a lot happen, right? You
Yeah.
can't kind of be somebody that kind of sits back and lets things happen to you. You gotta
Yeah.
go out there and make it happen for you.
Yeah.
Big facts.
A lot of people got the hoop, but they don't got the weight room. They got the weight room, but they don't got the hoop.
Yeah, just like putting that daily energy into it. Just that no matter what, there's something I can probably be doing
Yeah.
to elevate my game somehow.
I was just talking
And
about
it
that.
doesn't like physical, mental, either way.
Tough. Ooh.
We just seen it with some of the kids we were training. Like, I was like, "Do
Yeah.
y'all go home and shoot?" They were like, "No."
Nah. Nah.
Do y'all go home and do form shots? No.
Nah.
Well, how y'all expect to be great then?
You can tell because some of them we be having to say the same thing every time. We just be like, bro, just like, just go home, do your form shoot, do dribbling or something. We shouldn't have to work on the same thing every week, you know?
Yeah.
Or like reiterate the same little things we do every week.
All right, so
And I would almost describe it as just being like you would just have to be obsessed.
Yeah.
That's the best word to describe it. It's like if you're not everyone on the court right now just had to like prove themselves their whole life to get just to this final or just to this natty. Like, they've been tested so many times, failed so many times, and just kept going. I think that it's like just like a gritty attitude no matter what you're going into.
I read that book. Grit, relentless, resilient, man.
Yeah.
And just having that mindset of like no matter how good you think you are, like there's always you can't approach it like I'm chilling, like I'm good right now. Like there's always something you have to add in each off season. I'm just like analyze it and then attack it in the off season.
A little off topic, but do you see that ball in the rim? Should we do FIBA rules where you can knock it off the rim?
Nah.
No, I don't like that.
That would piss me off so bad.
I've had it happen to like somebody tried to get it off, but luckily it went in. I think it would change the game a lot.
Bro, people like Wemby, he'll average like 5 more blocks a game. Like in the Olympics, he was just smacking the ball off the rim the whole time.
Did you see Carson got small school player of the year?
Oh no, I see that. That's what's up.
Dude.
That helps the stock for sure.
Yeah, because
Ooh.
I think they kind of hosed him on like the All State thing, but then SJR gave him small school player of the year.
That's good recognition.
That's yeah. I'm know that felt good.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's what I texted him. I was like,
If you
I can't even imagine how good this feeling is right now.
and if
To transfer and then
like
get player of the year.
get
Yeah.
notice for your hard work, yeah.
And with, I mean, like, how far Glenn would be, too.
Yeah. They both kind of
It both
they
could have
both
been
played.
true. Like, yeah, you weren't going to get as much time there, but it was like a perfect fit going to Williamsburg for a 1 year run,
Yeah,
a
true.
1 year marriage.
Hey, we're in the era of the transfer portal, so
Oh my god. We were just talking about that, dude.
Yeah.
Me and OJ.
It's crazy. I be on
They
my-
got to do something. Like, they got to. It has to be some sort of like.
yeah, like
You can like
2
two
years.
transfers in 4
Yeah.
years. I would be down with that. You get 2 transfers in 4 years. Just
they-
because it's gonna kill the fan base.
Yeah.
Like people aren't gonna. You get attached to the growth of a player over 3 or 4 years,
Yeah.
and then like, especially if you're going now, you don't even know if you can buy a jersey because the dude's gonna be gone next year.
Yeah, facts.
it's gonna be a
it's like-
throwback by next year.
And they're not even, and they're drastically. They're not recruiting high schoolers as much either.
Yeah, that's
Like,
the thing.
at all.
Yeah.
Like Patino was on record saying
Well, my
we're literally not even going after one high school player this year.
That's
So
so crazy.
it's so different.
Yeah, they saying like a lot of kids are a lot of like high school and AU coaches are like telling kids just go to JUCO now because they're like you're not even gonna get looks. Like if you're not one of the top players, it's like top 100. They be like, yeah, it's better to go like JUCO if you're not one of the top ranked kids because you're not even getting looks out of high school. If you like the friends people who's like lower level D1s, friends level like because of portal, they're not even looking at them no more.
I mean,
And no one's clarified for me. Was the extra 2 years of eligibility for everything? Or
It was
like,
for one specific person.
I think it was just that
It's just
one
it's just
person.
one
Yeah.
person.
So
Yeah.
so it's actually not like can't really go JUCO and then prove you're mature. in
so you
4
don't have
years,
you don't have
know?
6 years of it.
Nah.
Right. Okay.
That would be nice though.
Okay.
But prep school, that's why I am an advocate for prep school. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's within the budget or you get a scholarship.
Yeah.
Because that's 1 year to grow, get bigger. I mean,
For sure.
JUCO's next option, and then NAIA D2 to try to D3 to try to prove yourself, and then try to go D1 because of course that's the pinnacle. But yeah, your route doesn't have to be D1 for 4 years. You know, you can go to a lower school, even if you're on a scholarship or not on a scholarship. But I was thinking, like, what are some things kids can do, or 17, 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds can do to show that they are mature enough to play in a game like this? Like, they may not be the best player, but they're mature enough to, like, you know, handle themselves, handle the ball, like, not cough it up, and
Yeah.
run the play, execute. I mean, it's kind of hard to prove if you don't have that
Yeah.
chance, is what I mean.
Yeah, it's hard to prove without a chance. But I mean, I would say it would. If anything, just it sounds simple, but just play with confidence. I feel like a lot of kids, they scared to mess up at that age. They're like, oh, I gotta get this offer and stuff. But if you
Yeah.
just go out and hoop and just do your thing, like coach gonna be like, okay, he's not scared of the moment. Like you might not win the moment. They can be like, okay, if you're not scared of the moment, then he cool. Instead of someone shying away because they don't want to mess up and look bad.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the thing that happens a lot.
Yeah. And I mean, I would also add, I agree with that, and then I would add, like, you build that confidence by showing up every day at practice
Yeah.
and dominating
For sure.
Yeah.
dominating your practices. And that's how you get the green light and the respect from everyone else. Like your team gives you the confidence too
Yeah.
to make some mistakes and just play through it.
Yeah, that's that.
Because they've seen it, the consistency in practice
For sure.
for years. So I think that's
It's like trust.
because there's kind of like that, like, too cool, like, camp out there. I mean, it was around when we were in school too, but
Yeah.
like, it's like cool not to try. Like, that's not cool. Like, that's not what you want to do.
Yeah.
That's not what coaches are looking for
No.
at these levels.
Not at all. I definitely feel like I had a wake up call when I got overseas. Coach was like, you know, like, you ain't gotta pass that much. Like, we're playing through you. Like you don't. We're not here to see what everybody else can do. Those guys need to see what you can do, so that way when the
Nice,
ball's
yeah.
in your hands,
Yeah.
like they know like how it is,
Yeah.
how you're gonna take over, or whatever the case may be. So
Yeah.
it does take somebody to tell you that. Like that's why I like training because I can be like, no, you're gonna have the ball in your hands, and you're gonna have to score. Like yeah, it's all good, drive, swing, pass. We have to do that. You have to be able to move off the ball, all that stuff, IQ, but. At some point, coach needs somebody to score the ball.
Yeah,
Yes.
you gotta go kill.
Yeah.
Get a stop, score the ball.
A few
Easy
possessions
game.
of the game. Can you? Yeah. Just control it.
No, definitely.
Yeah, a lot of. Who's that?
I always think of Javon Carter.
Yeah.
I
Full
always-
court defense.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
yeah.
saying that story. He said he went to the back corner of the gym and seen him picking up full court at 7 a.m. He's like,
I need him.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's
Yeah.
obviously it's not gonna happen like that every single time, but you're gonna get noticed if you working like that.
It's
what I'm
gonna be obvious.
The energy. Yeah.
Like you gotta be. I've seen a D1 coach say it in an interview, but they go to the AAU tournament. They could probably gonna go to the loudest court because if it's the loudest court with the most energy, they gotta see who's playing on that court.
Facts. Nah, their defense is crazy, man.
Yeah, Houston up at the half. Size too much to handle for Florida to handle right now.
Really, Florida bigger team, kind of like lengthwise.
They are, but
Houston play, bro. When
they
say-
play big though.
Yeah, right. The average time for Houston's mile is like 5.5 minutes.
That's a crazy stat.
Yeah, as a sports
Like
performance
they're-
coach, what
yeah.
would you say to that? Yeah.
I know it sound like there's some people that would say like, why would you ever have them run a mile? Like they're never gonna do that in the game. But that
You do
all.
need to see endurance.
But at the same time, if it's boosting your like energy of your off season by like guys competing at it, that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
And it's not that long. Like
No, it's not long enough.
so if you're basically sprinting as hard as you can for 5 minutes, 6 minutes. So I'm fine with that. Like
Yeah. I do have a question though with that. Why are guards expected to have a faster mile than bigs?
The
When
longer
bigs
strides?
are longer.
right, that's
Like-
that's a good question.
They literally within their like 20 steps. it
Well,
might take
I
you,
guess-
like 30 for a 6'7" guy.
Yeah, I think like because they're moving that much mass, right? Like
That's
so
what
it kills them even more, like relatively speaking, because they have to account for so much more, really like oxygen delivery and stuff.
I guess I say 6'7". Okay, then no, not those guys, but like the 6'3", 6'4" guys,
the wings,
those-
yeah.
the wings,
Yeah.
they be moving.
Yeah.
It was hard to keep up with them, but
Yes.
it does make you better for
Yeah.
sure. That was one of my big wake up moments when I got to college too. It's like, oh, I'm quick, but being able to run condition with people who are
yeah.
just as conditioned and taller, that's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah, that's facts. And that's like seeing that is crazy though, because I remember when I first got to college, they said we have to be under a 6-minute mile to like touch the floor, and like, bruh, their big man running 5.5, like 5:39 was like the slowest, which is insane. And I feel like low key a mile doesn't even translate to like a basketball game. Like it does, but it doesn't. I think it's just more mental. To do,
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah, like I wouldn't want to spend a ton of time on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're just using it as like a test, I guess I'm okay with it generally.
Yeah.
But you got to be doing a bunch of other stuff to offset all the wear and tear for the lower body.
Yeah, I agree.
Are you a big proponent of the beep test? That was one thing I did when I got over to England. They were like beep test. I was like, what is
That's
this? I've never
that's
heard of
another
this.
one that's not. It's basically just like a continuous like shuttle like
Yeah.
That's like a
And you
pacer
have
test
to-
in high school.
It's basically the pacer test.
yeah.
It's like beep, you run, and then you
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
get
yeah, I
you gotta
know
get
what you're
back before
It's
that
yeah,
second beep.
it's a lot. Yeah. The hardest thing I did in college was, like a 300-yard shuttle for time, and you had to make it like back to back.
300-yard shuttle, so like down.
Yeah,
down,
it was either
down.
it was
That's-
either I think it was a 25-yard interval, and so it was like 12 touches or whatever. And then like a 2-minute break, and then another one. Yeah, it was the second one that was just
Did y'all do that with pads
devastating.
on or off?
Off.
Okay.
Yeah.
With pads would be crazy.
I would say we used to. they
That
used
was
to
that
make
was the
these
test.
gassers With pads
That was the
Southeast.
test at the beginning of the football season was a 300-yard shuttle.
So.
And I missed it my freshman year, and then it's like, all right,
You're like, I'm never doing that again.
never missing that again.
Yeah, can't go.
No.
That's how you rise the depth chart.
What's up?
I said, where'd you play at?
Illinois Wesleyan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Shout out Shane.
Yeah. So I was thinking.
Is it YouTube or?
Yeah, I got YouTube.
Yeah, nice.
Because that way it'd be better after I just post it. But so like we do hill runs like college. I did a lot of stairs. Like, I love arena
hills are I love hills because it takes load off your landing. Weirdly, like it's not as it's not as much wear and tear on your joints than just flat sprints.
And the decline too, like the overtraining, the overaccelerated.
Hill workouts, man, those hard.
Yeah.
I think Coach Jeff used to tear us up on that hill, man.
You don't need a steep incline. You just
No.
need a steady incline. Sometimes for the sprints though, you want to do.
Yeah.
But I just think it's one of those things mental though. Like if you wake up at whatever time and go to a hill and run 15 to 20, and then do some slides, do some jumps,
all that.
everything. Like you'll get what you want out of it. Stairs though, I think that's another one for the hops, and then you gotta be careful though. Yeah, can't be clumsy. but like even just running upstairs, I felt like that helped with my like foot ground time and everything.
When I was in high school, we used to do the mile with stairs. Like
We did a lot of stairs in high school.
Yeah, like we had the football stadium. Like for basketball, we would run, do the stairs, run the rest of the lap, and just keep on doing stairs like a stair mile.
Yeah.
So
Artie had us.
Shout out Artie.
Artie had us on the stairs.
Urban and suburban. All right, who's the funniest coach you played for?
Artie for sure.
Artie and Caldwell at Southeast used to play 1-on-1. They go harder than the team, bro. I swear they be like they trained for the NBA, but it motivated us.
Nah, Coach Kenny at fifth he was hilarious.
Are you for real, fam?
Are you for real? They some Vicks, man.
Are you for real, cuz?
You talking about Anderson? Kenny Anderson?
Oh, no.
He hilarious, bro.
I'm talking about Artie. That's what Artie would say too.
He played for Kenny Anderson in that fist.
Oh wow.
Well, Coach Kenny he's hilarious. We always, whenever we be with the team, we always be joking. He's like, "Oh my God!" He's funny. He one of the funniest.
That's that Eastern, East Coast
He's
accent.
so funny, bro. He'd be like, "I'm from New York. I'm from the slums. I'm from the trenches." We was like, bro, nah, Coach Kenny, he was the funniest coach I had for sure.
What about like AAU coaches or like travel coaches or something like that?
My Coach Rico, bro. Rico Hill, he got drafted to the NBA too. But he used to be arguing with the refs because he'd be for some reason we used to go against people who like he used to play against like in high school. He's like one of the top players in Chicago. And he'd be talking stuff, and he'd be like, "Yeah, you look like I used to bite your face off when I used to play you." They'd be mad. He'd be talking stuff to the refs because they'd be calling bogus calls. I used to cook you back in the day, huh? They'd be getting mad.
I had Juice. Juice was pretty funny.
Juice, yeah. When which age were you?
8th grade.
I had him. He was like one of my early coaches. For a while, like we had like a really good team. Like me, Larry, Peyton, Malik, Jalen.
Yeah.
Like we had a squad. Miles McAdams.
Yeah.
Gabe too. That's when Gabe was hooping. Juice was a good coach, bro.
No,
I
he's a good coach.
Springfield's a
had
small
other
area,
shit.
but we've had a lot of good basketball coaches.
Not,
I don't know about ethical. I don't know about their ethics. I can't speak on that, but they're good coaches. Though.
now, if you know basketball, Illinois, everyone knows Springfield, the basketball hub, though. Like, they be ballers coming out of there.
Yes, give us an outsider's perspective. Like, what is
That's a
before
good,
you came down?
Yeah,
like,
that's a good question.
what did you know about Springfield hoop?
I mean, I knew about it because, like I said, I'm an Illinois fan. I'm a diehard.
Yeah.
My pop's an Illinois fan, and like I always followed basketball. You know what I'm saying? In Illinois, so like I knew about like Rich McBride.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's the
and Iggy.
pretty
and,
much the
like,
perfect
you know,
two best players
Yeah,
like
you
ever
know about
to
them
come
too,
through.
like-
Yeah,
Shout out
perfect
Rich, shout
perfect
out Iggy,
timing.
for
Yeah,
sure.
it's other players too. Like my pops would know like that he would talk about when he was coming up. and
Probably like
stuff.
Kevin Gamble.
Yeah,
Ed
Yeah,
Gordon,
yeah.
Both of them. I heard both of them. Like
Yeah.
I can't think of everybody.
Rennie
top.
Clemens. Whew.
Yeah, I heard a lot of names. Like
Yeah.
my pops, he know a lot of them. So like I knew about it. I knew Springfield had ballers. Like I knew
Brian Cook, not
Yeah,
Springfield, but
yeah,
Lincoln.
Close,
Lincoln. Yeah.
adjacent.
Yeah.
So, but like when you think of down
Tidsdale.
Yeah, I was thinking we claim Tisdale.
Tisdale.
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, we got to. Yeah.
We got Tizzy.
I remember we played against him in Illinois camp, bro. They were the same height as the rims because we had the short rims. We
Oh,
from,
yeah,
like
yeah.
7, 8 foot rims, but they were the same height as them.
He worked at Shields for a long time after.
Yeah. Always see it.
The one over there.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, when you like me though, like when we think of downstate basketball, like obviously, like I'm from about Chicago, so like that's the mecca. But when we think downstate, we think of Peoria, Springfield, and East St. Louis for basketball. Like anywhere outside, that's what we think of.
Yep.
That's good to know because I mean I feel like being from here, that's kind of what we hang our hat on anyway. Like these are people we definitely know a lot of things. Feel like we got potential. I feel it. I don't know if y'all feel it, but
No,
I
I
feel
be
like with
seeing
the
ballers,
recipe
No,
that
for
we
sure.
have,
For sure.
we got some. Not even just NBA, WNBA, but we already know we got a lot of people MLB, the NFL, you know, swimming. You know, we got plenty of athletes around here. So, hey, sports academy
Hey,
might be brewing, especially with Shields
Good,
coming.
for real.
Might be brewing.
Yeah, I mean the complex is gonna really open some doors. Yeah.
Because a lot more people are gonna be coming to.
Yes.
Too.
Yeah.
yeah. And honestly, when it comes to like big high school basketball, like the academies is like becoming the thing now. Like even you see like I see a lot in the Chicago area, like a lot of top players, like in the area, they always leave for a prep school or a sports academy like IMG or Compass Preppers. Like some schools like that, they always leave for those. A lot of top players, even in other states, the top players in their high schools, they always leave for the prep schools because they get recruited away.
Yeah.
That's why it's become a big thing.
Well, let's talk about it. We're in a position of influence, and like we can help kids see the positives of going to like taking the next step, basically. So, what do we think they should look out for if they're a junior in high school right now or a senior in April and they don't know what they're gonna do in August? Like, what steps could they be taking to combat the portal, to combat the older? Good thing COVID year is finished now finally, but like
Yeah.
they still want,
Almost.
but
this
it's
year and last year, pretty much.
but it's like it's now very prominent though that coaches want mature players, and if you haven't been showing that type of, or you haven't had that exposure, like what you know what I mean, what kind of advice do you think we could give them to be like, all right, look out for this or do this? Besides, I know like you said, daily, you gotta put the work in daily, but what things should they focus on daily?
Well, I think like getting like legit feedback from whoever they respect, and like honestly telling them what they have to get better at, and then just not trying to do everything in the next 3 months. Like just get really good at how you can fit in, however that is, whatever role that is.
Yeah. So if you're like a
even if you're the go-to player, like all right, expand on that role. Like I'd say get honest feedback from coaches at the next level, and then also maybe look at prep school too.
Yeah.
Like to add 1 year of full development.
Yeah.
I would just say, even if you're like a junior or something, don't always be like super quick to transfer. Like,
Mm.
because the grass, I feel like the grass isn't always green. And I feel like you hurt a lot of people because they try to go to like maybe a big name or something like that, and then they don't have the role they want, and it's a critical year. Like you should go where you're visible, but you should also go where you want it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like especially now in the college basketball landscape, like you gotta go like where you're wanted, not where you're just like, or where you're not where you're needed, not really where you want it, because like every
Yeah.
team, everywhere they want somebody, but you want to go where you're needed, and they're like, okay, well we need you to get on the floor, we need you to
Yeah.
have this spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like it should apply the same way in high school, because transferring, it's always been a big thing in Chicago area, because like if you change it was always if you change your address, you could go to a different high school, and then people would just be using their auntie address, something like they
Yeah.
always did that where I was.
It's the same everywhere.
That's the same.
So,
Yeah.
so like that's always been a thing in high school. But I also think like you gotta make sure like where you at, you still gonna get time. You don't want to go to a big name high school and you're gonna be the third option when you could have been the number one option at the school you was at.
Mm-hmm.
And then like,
But what if that team is winning though, and you go further in state? Because if you make it to Illinois to play on the
there's an argument for that too.
Yeah.
there's an argument,
Yeah.
but also as a rebuttal, I feel like nowadays, especially with the media era, like it's more based on film than anything. Like you can go like, of course you will be visible if you go far in state, but like it's a lot of players who go far in
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? There's guys on
Yeah.
other teams. You could make a mixtape and send it to a college coach on Huddle. They're like, oh, he cold. I want him. You know what I'm saying? Instead of someone who was good. You'll get, of course, you'll get looks and connections because you was on a good team. But a lot of times the film can do you better.
Yeah, you need a larger sample size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they see you like Gilbert Arenas' son. He was on his like his team with his homies. He was just cooking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
look at that.
That's crazy.
24.6 points per game for Clayton.
He ain't even scored.
18.6 for Cryer. 0 points tonight. 5 for Cryer. Dang. I mean, what you guys got any? As we're going back to the second half, got any predictions?
I think if Houston can keep him cold, then they'll be straight. But honestly, naturally, I feel like since he's so cold, he's gonna get a couple. Yeah, he's gonna get
20.
some. Yeah, that happens every game. He'll be off and then he'll just pop off. So, but I think Houston's defense can keep them in the lead. But Houston got to hit shots. They ain't hitting no threes. They just lucky their defense doing well because they're shooting low key kind of poor.
Lowest scoring first half in national title game since 2011.
Who played in 20? Was that UConn?
That sound like Kimba.
I think that was UConn.
UConn and Butler, maybe?
Ooh. Hey, Ryan Boatwright.
Bro, Ryan Boatwright was cold. He's one of my favorite players of all
Hey.
time. He was so cold.
I used to watch his mixtape a lot for sure.
Him and Shabazz Napier was tearing
Exactly.
them boys up. I low-key think they beat Florida when they won in the championship. My goodness,
Quick.
that's tough.
Uh-oh.
The step back. Hold on.
Tough.
That's
The
nasty.
step back. When did I feel like the step back, it was before James Harden, but he made it
He made it.
really popular. Like I vividly remember working on step backs before that.
It was a
But
thing
I think
for
it's
sure.
overly used now.
It was a thing for sure. But James Harden revolutionized it because he was like bending the rules with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And yeah, it's definitely overly used. Unless you're shooting 40% from 3, you shouldn't be doing.
Shouldn't be doing it.
That's the rule. Yeah.
That's the problem.
Because Jaron Williams used to do that all the time.
That's the if you're shooting 25% from
Yeah.
3, that's not it.
I saw a video on social media the other day, like they went back to the 90s and said, how we gonna throw away the 90s and throw away all these cold moves? And it
I
was
saw
like,
that,
It
yeah.
was some crazy stuff. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
You would have
No,
thought would fit in today's
No,
game.
yeah, it's still
That's why basketball's just basketball. It's an
Yeah.
instinct.
It was
game.
still highly skilled. Yeah.
I'd be like, I think.
Did
of
Juice
course-
leave?
You said what?
Did OJ leave?
I think
I think
I
so,
heard him
they
back
did.
there.
I said we can wrap up soon now.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. OJ. Oh, you still
Yeah,
here?
yeah. No, we gonna wrap up soon. But y'all got any final closing remarks or anything about training, getting to this level mainly, or even how to play beyond this level? Really, that's because that's what we're trying to prepare people for. Even for us to even coach or train at that level as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just takes a special level of discipline early on. That you like that's like the baseline requirement.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Yeah.
there's your time commitment is almost as high as school,
Yeah, no, 100%.
or hours in it might be more.
Might
Yeah,
be more.
yeah.
Because
But
on
yeah,
the weekends you
but
not at school and you got your homework done, you probably training.
yeah,
You pretty much stole up what had what I was gonna say. I was gonna say like don't wait, like start now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Don't wait and be like, okay, I'll start tomorrow. I can start working next week, or
Mm-hmm.
like, nah, just get to it now. Don't waste any time. Just make the best of the time you got because it's always someone working.
and I mean, there's like no excuse because you can go on YouTube
Yeah.
and search literally the best trainers in the
YouTube,
world
TikTok, Instagram, it's all right
and
there.
just copy what they do.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do. Like, I mean, yeah, it's just the content. There's so much content out there that's educational.
Yes. And if you're a trainer and you want to come train with us, let us know.
Tap in. Tap in.
We'll do another one of these soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Go live.
Got to. We got next time. We gotta go live in the weight room
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
May workout.
And then even probably do on court sports performance type thing too.
Yep.
Like maximum athleticism. That'd be tough.
Goodness, you just threw him out of bounds.
Yeah, we can talk through some weight room stuff and then some speed and field work too.
Mm-hmm.
Outside, that'd be fun.
So yeah, the
Yeah,
field too.
it's getting warm, so
Get some athletes out there.
Oh, what
Do
a flop.
do some demos.
great flop.
Sure. Football guys, we almost ready.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I know Dayton
Get
ready
it
to
get
back
it
on the
spinning.
field.
Yep.
7-on-7 season, ain't
Hey,
it?
I'm trying to get my
Yeah.
arm ready. Okay, let's go. Hey.
Man, he be so low to the ground on his moves.
Straight.
Technical.
Technical on him.
Hey,
On
nobody